when we think about performance at Roku, the main thing that we're trying to understand is achieving advertisers' business outcomes. Performance has meant a lot of different things to a lot of different people within the advertising ecosystem. Historically, performance on television meant reach and frequency. That's been something that Roku has been helping advertisers with for years as we've ushered them from linear to streaming. But where we think the future of performance is in television is really more DR-based and outcome-based objectives, right? So that's for advertisers who have historically thought of middle of the funnel advertising with outstream video. How are we going after digital dollars and helping them achieve their goal with the biggest television in the household? And also we're seeing more and more true what we would call DR, performant advertisers. So those are dollars that might be went into search or social, companies that are looking to drive mobile app installs, viewing CTV as a really exciting channel. And one of the reasons for this growth is other signals in the industry are going away, right? Cookies have been gone on Apple systems for a while. Identifiers across mobile on Apple have been gone. So as other signals are getting degraded, CTV continues to be a platform that has reach, scale, identity that allows marketers to achieve business outcomes.
And I was hoping you could elaborate a bit more on that theme of performance media, especially in the context of the most recent upfront.
Yeah, so one of the values when we were heading into the upfront this year is listening to buyers, understanding where the market is going. Dollars are continuing to shift more and more programmatic. And ultimately, programmatic is really a derivative of outcome-based buying and performance, right? Optimization across a number of publishers using data, whether that's the advertiser's first-party data or publisher's first-party data, to really understand where dollars are going and maximizing investment. So when we think about performance in the upfronts, it's actually creating the right inventory packages, creating the right buying mechanism, creating the right data and signals in our inventories for advertisers. And we really think that we're uniquely positioned at Roku because of our broad reach and scale, whether that's with the Roku channel or with the inventory that we get from our distribution partners on our platform.
Well, I was hoping you could elaborate even more on retail media and transactional television and making commercials shoppable. What's happening there, and how does Roku fit in with that? You're a pioneer in the streaming space, but you're also at the crux of so much that's going on.
Yeah, so retail media and commerce continue to be a really important area for us. We kind of think of those as, again, derivatives of performance. As cookies go away, transaction data kind of are the new cookie. When you work with advertisers publishers like us who have massive first-party data assets, we are uniquely positioned, right? We're in over 80 million households in the US. 1 of every 2 CTV impressions is served on a Roku device. 1 of every 3 TVs sold in North America is a Roku. So when we think about the power of that scale, matching that with retailer data is really a true differentiator for us. And whether it's our partnerships with the likes of Instacart, Shopify, Walmart, continuing to invest in kind of non-traditional commerce spaces like our partnership with Fandango that we announced, all of this is really about helping a buyer understand when they invest on streaming with Roku, that those dollars are driving to outcomes, whether that's a purchase on Walmart, a purchase on Instacart, a visit to the movie theater powered by Fandango. We're really acting kind of as that delivery mechanism, matching our data with the other platforms' data to deliver business outcomes.
And what's happening in the programmatic space? Can you tell us anything new there?
Yeah, we've been on a really exciting journey over the past 2 years with our programmatic strategy. So we've continued to invest in making more signals available to buyers, whether that's things like genre, show level, content, really making sure that as buyers are shifting to programmatic, we're meeting them where they are. So that's working with the largest SSPs in the space, working with the largest DSPs, and it's really about making the right inventory available and doing holistic optimization so that no matter where buyers are buying, we're actually going with the right impression at the right moment, maximizing performance for the advertiser and yield for Roku.
And maybe you could tell us a bit more about where Roku is. Maybe people still are under the impression that it's a gadget that you plug into your TV, but it isn't. It's an app. It's inside TVs. What can you tell us about all these distribution points?
Yeah, so Roku's almost 20 years young. And we are the only company in the world that wakes up every morning and only thinks about streaming and CTV. And we think that's a really unique competitive advantage. So the business started as the sticks and pucks that you plug into the backs of televisions, and we've evolved really to be the number one operating system in streaming television. And when we think about the value that Roku brings to the ad ecosystem, it's both as a publisher with the Roku channel, but more importantly as a platform with our operating system. And that operating system is made available on a number of OEM partners. And as of last year, we started invested in Roku TV, which is an end-to-end hardware solution that we built from the ground up with our operating system. And no matter what Roku does, whether it's as an OS, a publisher, or as a platform, it's really about the consumer experience. And we think the value in creating a unique consumer experience is what maximizes engagement. And we think about what we talked about earlier with those commerce partnerships and shoppable television, where Roku's really on cutting edge is what we're doing with the remote control, allowing users to purchase directly on television, using a click to drive a text or an email directly to your mobile device. And that's where down funnel action and performance really comes in, is connecting the big screen to the small screen and getting that user into a traditional buying flow.
And I'm also fascinated by the Roku channel. You don't necessarily need to have a Roku device to watch it. I could look at it on my tablet, an Apple tablet, another device. So I think it's interesting, too, that you're also building out original programming on it.
Yeah, so the Roku channel is the fastest growing fast channel, right? Fastest growing fast out there. And the unique advantage for advertisers that the Roku channel has is we are actually the only logged in fast platform, because most of our distribution is on our operating system. And when you stand up a Roku device, you enter email, phone number, and that allows us to have a unique relationship with the consumer. We also have credit card information powered by Roku Pay, which allows a user to buy, purchase, or upgrade their streaming experience, which is often something that people are doing as new bundles and packages come out. So when we think about the real value of the Roku channel, it's firstly the value that we're bringing to consumers. The Roku channel was born out of the idea that free is the most searched word on our platform. So giving consumers free content, bringing on more channels to our fast platform, giving them that consumer choice, we're realizing that users are having bundle fatigue, right? And when we think about the advertiser experience and you think about yourself, you're constantly logging into multiple apps. We know at Roku that somebody boots up a Roku 23 times a month. The next highest publisher as a standalone is anywhere from 4 to 8. Right? So if you're an advertiser, we always tell you to buy the platform, not the pieces, to get the most reach and performance you can.
Well, finally, this has been very informative. We've covered a lot of ground. I was hoping you could tell us what the outlook is like. Is there anything you're excited about coming up?
Yeah, so we continue to be really excited about our programmatic growth. And our programmatic growth is really fueled by our partnerships that we're doing with both the buy side and the sell side of the ad tech ecosystem. Commerce certainly is one of those. And then I think the last bit is our forward-looking path around data identity and clean rooms. For us, because of our broad reach and scale and our direct relationship with consumers, we think there's a lot of value we continue to bring to the CTV ecosystem. As I mentioned, 1 of every 2 CTV impressions is served on a Roku device. And when we think about that from a data targeting and measurement perspective, we're really uniquely positioned over the next few years to deliver value to brands and agencies. And we're starting to build those connections via our clean room that we think are going to pay dividends in 2025 plus.